and we're going to continue to pay attention to them. The trans community has been under a barrage of hate for years now. And if last week's election are any indication, things aren't getting any better anytime soon, especially here in Florida. In SFGN, on stands, if you can find an old copy, or online now in perpetuity, and in recognition of Trans Month being in November, I focus on the trans community and their near-term future. A couple weeks ago, I attended the State of Trans gathering in Fort Lauderdale. A panel of speakers, including friends of the show, Rajee, Nar-ang-sing, and Nick Harris, discussed the challenges, successes, and heartbreaking losses after more hate-fueled murders. Victims killed just because they're trans. I also have a very long and insightful interview with TransInclusive Group founder Tatiana Williams. She told me, quote, "Anxiety is absolutely increasing during this difficult time. This current climate, with the Board of Medicine working on making new rules to restrict gender-affirming care in Florida, much like the kind we just talked about in Ohio, trans people are existing in a place of uncertainty," end quote. Now, you can read some of her interview in the print edition, but go online for the entire thing. November is Transgender Awareness Month. We are currently in the middle of Transgender Awareness Week.
Yes.
And Trans Day of Remembrance, or TDOR, is this Sunday. And locally in Wilton Manor, they're going to meet at Justin Flippin Park, which is a cute little pocket park across from City Hall. They're going to walk down to Wilton Collective to a trans memorial, and then walk over to the Pride Center. There's going to be candles. There's going to be a lot of speakers. And if you're even just a little bit on the fence, or if you're a supporter, but come out, listen, because what the people have to say aren't going to be preachy. They're going to be talking about real issues that affect real people. And even if you're not in the blue bubble that we're all lucky enough to be in here in South Florida, if you're in Kansas or if you're in interior California, you can learn something and you won't be shamed for not knowing, because we're all still learning about our trans brothers and sisters. And that's good. It's a conversation that needs to keep going.
And it's okay to not know. It's okay to put your hands up in the air and go, educate me. I don't know. I don't want to use the wrong pronouns. I don't want to ask the wrong questions. Tell me what I should be doing. How can I help you?
Yes.
And trust me, there'll be someone there on Sunday that will answer all and every one of your questions.
Yes.
Bob, were you going to say something?
No,
Sorry,
I want to dovetail off of what you're saying, because when I read the story and I thought about it, I literally have met three trans people that I know of in my entire life. And I'm old enough to have been a waiter at the Last Supper. But anyway, you know, the questions I have is, you know, what do they need from us? You know, and me personally, I'm about creating safe spaces for people when I can. How do I do that? I mean, is it as simple as, here, honey, sit next to me, I'll make tea? I mean,
it could be. It could be just as simple as that, you know, and each individual would be different, Bob, you know, in answering that question. I'm sorry, please.
Can I answer your question? What do they need from us? At this moment right now, they need our attention.
Okay.
All they need from us at this moment is to pay attention. And if we don't sway one single anti-trans straight person, that's okay for right now, because right now we need to shore up the whole acronym, the L, the G, the B, and the Q around the T.
Yeah, we need to get all of our communities rallied together.
Unfortunately,
we don't currently have that.
Unfortunately, it happens often when, you know, even the gay community is not supporting our trans sisters and brothers.
The gay boys and the lesbians don't get along. I mean, most of the time. Let's be real, you know, but it's time to put all that, time to put all that shit aside and support the T. The T is the target. The T has been the whole target for the last couple of years.
And it's going to be for the next 2 years. I mean, the way and the success of Ron DeSantis in the last election is an indication that this is going to be increasing.
He's emboldened. He's emboldened. All of his base is emboldened for this hatred.
And if you know, I know we all have trans. I mean, you know, we have several in common. But I was talking with a trans woman last night, and she's relatively new to the area, and she's wonderful. She's fabulous. But she didn't even know that Club Extra in Wilton Manors existed, which is fine. She's only been here a few weeks. But she has no one to go with her. And I said, I'll go with you. And then, of course, I had to say, you know, after the first of the year, because my holidays are just booked because I'm so popular.
Because you're sizzling.
Because you're Jay Sizzle.
But, you know, so if they invite your trans friends out with you, don't go, oh, well, they wouldn't be comfortable. How do you know they won't be comfortable? You know how they'll be comfortable? By going out more and more with you. And you'll be comfortable. Make sure that you're not the one who's saying you're going to be uncomfortable. Invite your trans friends out. Go to the trans bars, because enough people spend time with all of us at drink. People, lesbians have to, sort of bend your social lives around what the gay boys want to do.
Of course.
So, bend the schedule back. Be open to everything. And that includes a night out. You're going to have fun. And if you don't have fun at Extra, there's 10 other bars within 5 minutes of walking distance, okay? Your night's not going to be ruined.
Look, and education is key. Get online and find out. Educate yourself. And, like John was saying about Sunday's event, go, support, I mean, we're always going to prides, right? We're always like, doing those big things. But these events are so important. I did it last year, and let me tell you, I didn't expect it, but all of a sudden I just started crying when they started mentioning the names of all the trans women and men that we had lost last year. I was bawling, Dale. Yeah. And because I automatically just thought of my own trans sisters and brothers, and if something like that were to happen to them. And, it's a breath away. It could happen to anyone. We're not safe. We
need, and this is just my experience. This keeps getting forgotten, but we need to remember that in that June evening in 1969, it was a bunch of trans women who were throwing the first punches.
Stonewall, baby. Yep.
And I have certainly had my experience of people trying to deny that. Excuse me, go to the Village Voice, go to the print episodes. It was fully documented there at the time.
And trans women of color.
Yes. Black and brown.
That's right.
LGBTQ+ news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.